Well, welcome back. Well, in this video, I'm going to do something very interesting. I'm going to do a sort of like a benchmark testing amongst Claude, um, Google, Gemini, Perplexity, and also just work out what model produces the best target audience for me to target my new startup. Now, this is fake. The startup I got here, Amazon, works. But basically, if you think about it, any startups, the biggest challenge you have in starting up a business is finding your first 10 20 customers, and then also those customers will be your sort of your pioneer customers that you learn from, provide more feedback, and actually help you define your roadmap, or you're going to pivot, right? So that's why finding those customers is going to be super important. And so what I did, I created this fake Google GoDaddy site of company that I'm passionate about is protein designs. And what is protein designs? Basically, it's designing enzymes for industry to optimize the components by which the output is produced. In a way, let me just give you an example. So basically, and this is not about this product, it's about the video, but basically it's all about optimizing these proteins in order for you to increase yield, increase speed, reduce less resources. An example would be in biofuels, in fuel. So if airlines use a lot of fuel, what if I can optimize the actual protein in the fuel itself so you can use less and drive more efficiency? Or maybe in beer fermentation, as you know, then you use yeast to ferment that sugar, and then it can take a few period of times. It can take a couple of weeks, depending on the process you have. But what if I can reduce it to days? So that's all about enzyme designs, designing proteins and optimizing those proteins using mathematics or operations research. Okay, well, that's the idea of the customer, the idea of this company. So you have multiple use cases here. You can see here use cases from food, plastic, and beverages, which I just talked about a bit. Okay, so enough about that. Now we've got a prompt. So this is all about trying to test models, the Claude, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and finding our first customers in which model actually provides us with a decent list of customers that we can target and work on strategy. So this is really about, okay, and you can see the bold area, you can replace it with your company, test it right now. You can pause this video and copy this. And so basically, yeah, you got the your company, what area it focuses in, and you want, hey, just give me a list of 20 customers I can target. State why, this is a good potential customer. Provide the contact details, because you might segment by a region, segment by industry, So, and clearly state why is a potential customer, and and also note the ISP. Okay, so we want to move forward. Also, given this is a marketing channel here, we want to know some channels by which we want to target. And bonus, not a bonus, but also what I said is look at my notes, the company notes. And that is essentially this. So I just copied the content of this site that I created. Again, this is a mocked up site, mocked up company, and paste it into a notepad, and it's right here. Okay, and I'm going to upload that to all four. Let me just put all four. All four companies and LL models, and compare the output. Okay, here's the first one. I'm going to attach the file, as I said. Okay, boom. I'm going to let that run. Okay, I'm going to copy the next one. So let's go into just again, I'm not doing anything special here, just putting in and pasting into now Google Gemini, and don't forget my attachment. We're going to compare them equally. So this is just basically a screenshot of the content of the site. That's why I made it easy for the airline. Again, paste my prompt, upload my file. That's it. Okay, so, and then the last one, but not this, and let that run as well. Boom. Have I made that? No, I didn't. See, there you go. And then the last one. Okay, I'm going to put in, upload the file, put in my Perplexity, the prompt as well. Okay, and let that run. Okay, now let's see. So these things are going through. Let's go see what Claude's doing. Claude's already started. It's designing the interactive. Remember, I want it to be interactive, so I can actually filter and prioritize my list of of the 20. Maybe I just want to focus the first 5. Okay, and let's see what Gemini has come back essentially with its results. Still thinking. but Dutch, yeah, okay, because that's the biofuel. So it's good. It's done it by category as well. That's good. And yeah, again, beautiful. That's now let's see what kind of strategies you're saying. Leverages. This you mentioned so direct outreach. I suspect that's going to be the core thing. Now, this video is not about going to this level because we can start running campaigns and or outreaches using Apollo and using outreach and so forth. This is all about understanding the target audience. Now you might say, hey, I'm going to go, they're actually attending a conference. I'm going to go to that conference and meet them there. But this is your first 10, 20 customers, okay? Plastic, great. So this is, so it gives you the title. And again, I can now focus on the titles that I'm targeting. Leverage propose enhanced recycling waste, leverage existing mentions. Interesting. Propose a collaboration. Okay, okay. I mean, this would take ages. Imagine that. Now I've got a list of companies, the companies, where they're based, why I should engage them, who I should get, and what kind of angle I should engage them. Okay, so this is really good, really good. Textiles, no, again, big. These are big companies, but especially if you're using enterprise selling, and this is enterprise, that it's a B2B, B2B. Probably you want to use an account-based marketing approach for this. Again, it tells you the type of companies you want to target. Again, sustainability. Remember, this is about optimizing the protein by which a cotton is created. The cotton itself, but everything's made of proteins. Every living organism is made of proteins. Optimizing that, and then that's why this is sustainability. Picked it up. Very smart. Okay. Beverages. I'm sure Coke or yeah. So you can see here why. Targeting dairy alternative, again, optimizing fermentation. Very, very, very cool, very cool. Now, so that's coming out very well. I liked it. And let's scroll down here, and here's some of the suggestions about marketing strategies. This is more target audience LinkedIn, SEO. We're going to talk about SEO as well. You can check out the other videos that talk about SEO and how it can optimize. Now, content thought leadership, always a classic, right? You got to create content, and that's why I started this journey, right? That's why you want to share, how your solution works in a narrative of a story in a way, or insight. So great stuff. I'm very impressed by Gemini. It didn't make that interactive, by the way. It did not make that interactive. Partnerships. I think that's going to be the key thing. Partnerships. You have to find partners that align to that customer. So if you're targeting, I don't know, like one of these Maverick, Danone, right? You want to see whoever the partners you can partner together to complementary, and it's a really very effective way. Now it's more long term, but nevertheless, okay. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. It talked about a little bit, as I know I cannot. Okay, it's fine, not a problem, because we can go into notebook. We can go to other tools that we can actually generate that in other models. Okay, to generate. This is I just selected preview because I wanted the reasoning behind it. Now let's see ChatGPT. Again, they've okay. Again, it's answered the question more directly. You can see here it put the ICPs, which is good. The reasons. Okay, so again, same companies pretty much because there's the big companies. Craft. It didn't filter by. Sorry, it didn't filter by. Let me just expand this. It didn't filter by, it's actually gone and done some contact details as well. Wow, that's interesting. That's pretty cool as well. It didn't provide what category, not the big deal, but like if you can compare Google's Gemini, it tell you, it listed the category. So why that's important? Because you might say, I'm going to create content for leadership or just around first targeting. My first two will be food, beverage, and maybe what's this one here? This is recycling plastics. That's my first two segments that I want to really drive my engagement, my outbound activities. Okay, so that's great. And I like the addition of contact data. It's not a big deal, but I have a telephone number, but they're generic, but it's probably going nowhere. And this potentially is more of a partnership, which is good. It's highlighted a potential partnership as opposed to actual client. This is, of course, in cosmetics. much leaner, much leaner. I have to say, it's much leaner. I was expecting, but again, they will have the same marketing outreaches for leadership events. It talked about. Remember, I talked about events and collaborative R&D. That's a really interesting way of doing this, right? So, hey, let's join together. We'll have the technology. You have the industry experience and problem set. We can work together. Probably that's the best way. If you're doing an outbound campaign to this, if you're targeting any of these companies, Nike, Craft, and just you target, you see you've got the person that you can target, right? So you've got the kind of the ISP person, then the title of the company that you can search for on LinkedIn and so forth. But you can say, hey, we're a startup, we have new technology, proprietary technology with IP and stuff. We're looking for partners, and they were gaining sort of discounted foundering discount, right? For if they continue with so great. I like to see that. Now, what else Perplexity is doing? Okay, very similar. It's not interactive, but it did what I say. It's got some contact details, much more basic than ChatGPT, I have to admit. But it's pretty much the same companies. Of course, I had that in the copy. So if you go in the copy, I had some of the companies listed, but it's gone one step further. Again, similar companies come back here. Again, I think this is a great part because these guys do they do that similar enzymes. But and this idea is all about optimizing the mathematics around it. And again, I don't want to go into the complexity of the idea. It's more about having an idea, a very complex idea. How do you find those customers? Okay, Perplexity is good as well. Now, again, I like the location because you can segment. It says here, go here. Sort of ICP to target location, but it's quite basic, right? Compared to if I went to Gemini, it actually gives you much more. Look at that difference. It gives you the sort of the core strategy why this is a great customer. This is important. Why? Because when you put in your language, your outbound, you can literally say why we can help you. So I do so far, in my opinion, anyway. Gemini is doing a great job. I was surprised. I mean, ChatGPT actually has done a good job as well, but it's very basic. Large player in plastics. That's the reasons why. But this has, because I've selected, the reasoning model has it goes one step further and mentions why you should do it. So a major company investing in so enhancing efficiency. It's much more in life, and it specifies the title much more effectively for me to actually target in a Polo or in any of those sources out there, outreaches and so forth. Okay, now let's leave the last one. It's done. That's what I like about Claude. It's pretty cool in terms of. Let's just download this. Okay, let's just download and have a bit of a sneaky peek. Okay, and a second. Actually, it hasn't actually. Why? It's interesting. It's got it here. Why didn't it do? Look, it did actually. Am I looking at it differently? It did it. Let me just publish this maybe. It didn't. Just refresh this. I was expecting to see the actual companies. Let me see. All regions, biofuels. It doesn't. It's listed the 25. Continue. Let me see. Customer dashboard artifacts. Let me see. Let me continue a little bit. It's going to update this. Okay. I'm gonna pause and see how. Give Claude as promising. Give Claude a little bit more chance because maybe I hit continue. So let me pause and come back to it. Okay, quite literally, I was gonna pause it and it came down. So anyway, good news. It's right here. So let me just download this. This looks interesting. Really, very interactive. It's now my requirement of interactive, and look at that. It's this is pretty impressive. Let's see. I mean, from an interaction perspective, I can filter by regions. Again, remember I said to you I need to filter because I want to target. I might say I'm just interested in North America and in the food beverages, and here my list, and it gives me that. That is pretty cool. And actually gone and done some counts as well, opportunities. So why this is important, because remember I'm a startup. If I'm going to raise money, I want to give some data around. It's already written my pitch deck in a way, right? let's just see the quality of it. So Kraft, they're I know these guys. They are in America, of course, in Pittsburgh. But food seeking why perfect customer, a food manufacturer seeking Amazon solutions for food preservation, life shelf life, perfect. It's got some. It's got the contact details as well, and we found. I don't know. Look, I don't know how legitimate that email address is, but it gave me the person, which is important. Remember, this is enterprise, B2B, account based, and here it says kind of straight. Oh, that's awesome. Again, partnerships. Institute of Food Technology conferences. So here we attend conferences. So not partnerships, but conferences, partnerships in terms of publications. And that's previous company, Hyrie, we actually did some sponsorships in these events. So that's good to see. But it's the quality of the output from a visual perspective. Let's just look at another one here. Biofuels, DuPont, yes. Contact details, direct R&D, perfect. Direct BTC approach of participation in bio. And look, it's very emphasized in conferences, which is interesting. Again, pilot program. This is where you remember I talked about very similar to Gemini, where you do a pilot, saying how you engage this director, saying, hey, we'll do all the grunt work in the mathematics. You just give us some data that you can in the output. It's like a partnership, basically, right? Again, it's interesting. What I like about these, all of them has picked up, is that because it's enterprise, conferences are going to be critical. Networking is going to be good. Some outbound, but it didn't say, for example, none of them have mentioned, from what I've seen here, let's see, plastics, like a email, like a Google AdWord campaign, right? None of them has said that, which is because you're trying to validate. Remember, this is the early stage. It's very impressive, and this is pretty cool as well. Now you can also, so this is it. I think you would agree that Claude in this case has come out from a requirement in terms of interaction and go one step further with some of the high level TAM, right? The total addressable market in a way where they're growing. So so now I can know, here's my addressable market, which segment of the market I want to target. So of course, this is a bigger market. Do you want to go there, or I want to go a smaller market? And here are my customers for that market. So I can actually filter for those customers. I love it. I love it. Okay, without this going too much, the last thing I want to do is that if you do want to do a campaign, because you remember this is all about validating, you can actually validate by going to, let's see what kind of search term. So if you just take a search term like optimize enzymes, right? Go into Google Ads. That's just more of a tip, right? Go into keyword planner and put in a keyword and then type in your URL of your company. Okay, why is this important? This again, you're trying to validate. Is there how do I validate my directly to customers, which we just saw, and Claude done a fantastic job, but also are people actually searching this? Like, find me the high intent customers. You can see here, there's no one there. Let's just see. Let's go with enzymes. Let's see and get that results here. Nobody's searching for this. And then, oh, wait a second, enzyme, food enzymes. So now look at this. Look at this. You see there, food enzymes. So this gives me a protein designs. This, see that? That's enzymes. No, sorry, that's supplements. No, I don't want that. Enzymes and proteins. Let's just see what other things they put in here. Let me go into back to my keywords. Let's see, harness enzyme designs. Okay, let's just see if people are looking for searching for. And again, I'm doing this keywords more of a. Let's just add in another keyword. Okay, put in a keyword, enzymes designs, get results. We're trying to learn, are these, here we go, protein design. So this comes DNA. Okay, DNA, this is Australia. So this gives me a little bit of confidence knowing that, hey, there are people there searching. It's not a lot, by the way. It's not a lot. Enzymes, that's pretty broad because there could be supplements, right? We're not interested in it. We're actually interested in this stuff. And kind of really not as high as I thought. Let me see what else is there. Sometimes they give you good tips. So this is another way to discover, hey, and again, see, they've increased, so that's a good thing. So again, bio enzymes, I might like to run an ad there to test, see who's sort of searching, and I click onto my landing page, and they inquiry. I can that helps me direct my next sort of communication or prioritization to those companies. But with a combination of a little bit of keyword search, or actually more importantly, doing this sort of getting the large language models to help you optimize your target audience or customer intelligence is back when I was starting didn't exist, right? So it would take months to get this sort of stuff. All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's my video for today. Hopefully, you see how the power of those different models, you can combine them all together and get a concise list of your target audience. Get your first 10 to 20 customers you want to get a good target of your new startup. I hope that's helpful. Your founders and co-founders and anyone starting a business. Great way to start searching for those. Because, like I said, the most important in any startup or scale up is gaining that distribution, getting that customer. All right, guys. Remember, subscribe, follow, and all that sort of stuff. Enjoy your day and night.